Fitness in Place. Hello, Pat here. Quick video, informational video on the reason behind why we stretch after we work out. I get less questions about it now as I did in the past. The reason being is that stretching for a long time was you stretch before you work out. You'll injure yourself, stretch before it. That's what a lot of times people did before they warmed up. And not that long ago, when I was an athlete in high school, 10 or so years ago, I was a wrestler, and we would do a lot of stretching before we work out. Now, it's not the end of the world if you do, right? But some science and some studies have come out supporting the idea of stretching afterwards. The main reason is that what people have found, what some studies have found, is that stretching before a workout will actually reduce your strength output. Okay, it'll reduce it. It'll place you in a slightly weaker state. Okay, now maybe for many of us that's not a huge deal because most of us aren't powerlifting, going for big strength gain kind of, that's not really our wheelhouse, that's not really our demographic, right? So for most people, it's not a huge deal. Oh my gosh, I've been stretching before I work out for years. It's okay. The reason we do it after, however, is less so because we really want to be super duper strong. The reason more so is because it's actually going to help your stretching. It's going to help the benefits of stretching and flexibility after you work out. The reason is one, you're warmer, right? After working out, you're warmer, your muscles are warmer, they're more pliable, they're more elastic. Okay, the example I like to use is if you take a rubber band and put it in the freezer and then pull it, what happens? There's a better chance of it breaking, right? We don't want to really do a whole lot of stretching for the purpose of flexibility because our bodies are cool. We want to be warm, we want to be pliable, we want to be able to get more stretch benefit, okay? The second reason is that your muscles, if you've used them, they're a little bit weaker, right? You've worked them, they're not holding on quite so tight. I've said this before, I think in our last class, that just by using muscles, it helps with flexibility because you're stretching them and contracting them, right? And so once you've weakened them after a workout, they're a little bit easier, one, because they're warmer, like I mentioned, but also they're weaker, so they're not gripping on, they're not holding on so tight, okay? So that's one of the reasons why we like to do our stretching afterwards, is because, one, for the main reason, most of us aren't super concerned about strength. So for us, the main reason is it increases the benefits. It allows you to get a safer, more deeper stretch at the end. And this kind of goes back to the strength component, is that stretching relaxes your body. Okay, think about what do we do at the beginning of a workout? We do our activation. What is that? That's contracting. That's making the muscles tight. That's activating them, right? There is a certain amount of tightness that we do want when we're going forward. Sometimes people have disorders, or sometimes people are just hyper-flexible, hyper-mobile. It can actually hinder their strength ability because there isn't that tightness there, right? So think about it. We do the one, contracting, tightening, at the beginning to get ready to prime our body, activates the body, it stimulates the nervous system, right? It kind of sends those signals. I've talked about this before. I think we did some post or another video on it, but it kind of sends those signals to get it ready. And then at the end, we want our bodies to relax. We've stressed our bodies. We've stressed our muscles. We've stressed our nervous system. And so stretching is actually very relaxing. It relaxes your nervous system. It tells those muscles to release, to let go. It's going to help with recovery. It's going to help with soreness. Okay, so that's kind of the logic behind why we stretch at the end of the workout as opposed at the beginning, which used to be kind of like that was the commonly held advice. Oh, stretch before you work out, stretch before you work out. Okay, the only time I would really recommend intentional stretching before you're working out is if you find that you are incredibly tight. okay? If you struggle with severe tightness, you probably aren't pushing it and going for a lot of intensity or a lot of strength during your workout anyway. So if you feel the need to stretch before, it's not the end of the world, but make sure you also get that stretching in afterwards, because you'll get that better stretch because you're warmer, the muscles will be tired, they'll want to release more, and it's going to help your body relax, okay? Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, some of you are in the WhatsApp group. If not, go ahead next class, get in my ear, and I will answer any of your questions that you have.